It's a daylight. We laughing because
Yeah,
this thing.
this is like raggedy. But anyway,
Probably gonna be the
so
best one we done.
we had a challenge
Yeah.
from Pam and Daryl Andrews. Hey, shout out to the Andrews. And we are to share our story of our non-proposal, or should I say my non-proposal, because I didn't have a proposal. I just had,
Well, I was working on it.
well, it was an agreement. When we, after much discussion and prayer, that the Lord was bringing us together.
What had happened was.
Yeah, right. It was an agreement. Yes, he had talked to my father first, but I don't know when we just got to, okay, so when we're going to do it, So 44 years ago.
Now her father-in-law said,
Well,
I said,
you're skipping. No, he's skipping. He's
oh,
skipping
you going to go through the
parts.
whole thing? All
Yeah,
right,
he's
go
skipping
ahead.
parts.
All right, let's do this.
We hadn't even got to the ceremony yet, or what he said, or whatever. So the whole point is, how was the proposal? Well, there was the non-proposal. So to all the ladies out there, that you have to have an elaborate proposal with all the trimmings and the fixings
and rings.
and the balloons. Yeah, we had no rings. And so once we had an agreement, and then we said, okay, well, let's do it. All parties was in agreement.
Yeah.
My father was in agreement.
Yeah.
Talked to both the mothers. Now, nobody came. Now, no one but us. And my father was a minister.
Mm-hmm.
And so we gave him a phone call, at least I did, and said, hey, Dad, what you doing this Friday? Gary and I want to go ahead and get married. And it's like, okay, of course, my dad, he talks very slow. And so he says, okay, about 6 Friday. All right, 6 o'clock after work. Now, no dress. Now, of course, we own a bridal boutique now, but honey, we didn't have no dress. I had on a plaid skirt, pleated, and a little beige sweater with a little lace collar. He had on this beige suit with the wide lapel.
I was sharp.
Sharp, yeah, right. And bell-bottom pants and like this electric blue or some kind of blue, royal blue, John Travolta shirt, that's what I call it. It had this big old wide collar and it was kind of shiny. So we went there and my dad's secretary was there as a witness.
Yep.
And my dad, when he go to tell you about the vows, he didn't even know his name. He called him Jerry.
Jerry.
He's like, Jerry? And then he said, I remember him saying, I'm going to read a little extra since this is my daughter. So he read a little extra and then tell him what happened at the end. Huh?
That's good. That's good. I said, okay, thank you. How much I owe you? He said, give me $20. So, what he didn't know is that was our honeymoon money.
Well, they had no honeymoon. Well, we went to this little pizza shop over in this area called Homewood. It was called Mr. Gaddy's Pizza. And so we went and got some Mr. Gaddy's Pizza. And that was probably another $20. And then we went back to our 1-bedroom apartment.
Yep.
And Gary so happily and skillfully pulled out this blue light bulb.
Never used it.
Screwed it.
Never
you
used
hadn't
it?
used it before? Oh, it was brand new. Well, it was saving it. He was saving. He never knew what he was going to need that blue light bulb for. Put that blue light bulb in, and that was our honeymoon. Yes, it was. It was our honeymoon. And so it was,
But you didn't go back. You didn't tell him how long it took.
and no rings. How long what took?
But before we got
No,
to the point where we were going to
because
get married.
because that's not what the challenge was. The challenge was to talk about how I was proposed to. And so I didn't have that proposal. I'm still waiting these 44 years to be asked. That was December 5th.
Oh my God! See, now that's the first time I
1980.
heard that she's been waiting.
No,
So
I didn't
now
say-
I gotta figure this thing out.
I just had been waiting. And actually, we didn't have rings. We didn't need no rings. Listen, let me tell you something. The objective back then was to be married.
Yeah.
It appears now that the objective is
To have a wedding. Yeah.
We want the trimmings, and I ain't bashing that, because if you wasn't having a wedding, I wouldn't be in business, okay? So keep doing the wedding. However, the wedding was not the goal. It was the covenant.
That's right.
And so we were just ready to do the covenant. And then we had said that when we have a wedding, let's do it in 10 years after we have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can have the kids in it and all of that. And I tell you, that's exactly
What we did. Yeah.
We waited 10 years later. And we had like bridesmaids and groomsmen. We had couples. We had the real deal at the church. And I'll tell you the reason why, and then we're going to close it because we can be long-winded. I know me. Okay, whatever. We wanted to sow the seed of having a wedding and
Yes.
including family.
Yes.
We didn't do that, just to get, because we just wanted to be married. It wasn't about saving money and, going through the whole show thing.
Yeah.
But we wanted to lay a pattern that our children could follow.
That's good.
That we thought would honor God and honor their parents. And so even back then, we were quite intentional on the things that we were doing for future and our future generations. So I just said we were just mutually in agreement. It wasn't anything formal. It wasn't a surprise. We just had talked through what our marriage would be founded on. We talked through, like he loved God more than he loved me. Honey, that's the key right there.
That's the key.
They got to listen. Ladies, if he ain't having conversations with God on a regular, he don't need to be having conversations with you.
Well, brothers, if she ain't having a conversation with God
Absolutely.
on the regular, you might want to rethink what you're doing.
Absolutely, because honey, if love can grow a little, you can just get a little ho-hum sometimes. You can get a little just used to one another. And it takes a whole lot of prayer and consideration and effort, just like to get to do this video tonight, because I wanted to do it in the daytime. I was outside daytime, but we're just in the house. We got this smoothie with these greens in it and this avocado and berries. He ain't sipping his because this ain't his favorite thing.
I did. I sipped mine.
You did.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is our story, and we are sticking to it.
That's right. And 44 years later.
And 44 years later, here we are.
Here we
without
are.
a ring, without a wedding.
But still got God.
But still got God, still loving God, still loving each other. So with that note, we want to say, don't forget, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, Spotify.
That's right.
And Apple. And as always with the Dudleys, you know what it is.
It's a date life.
Bye.
Bye.